nice day. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be working on twists. So we're going to be doing seated chair twists and standing twists. So you will need a chair. If you haven't got a yoga chair, like this one, then just use a dining room chair. Some of them have high backs, but we can deal with that. Okay, so we're just going to do some warm up. So breathing in as you open your arms, bring the palms together. Exhale as you push the air away. Now keep the trunk lifting away from the pelvis as you inhale and exhale. And the next time you take your arms up, interlace the fingers. So nice wide open chest, interlace the fingers, turn the palms towards the ceiling, lift the sides of the body, lift the whole trunk up. Draw the shoulders down away from your ears, take the arms a little further back, opening the armpits, and then release. Bring the arms forward, change the interlace of the fingers, turn the palms away again. Inhale, take the arms up. Shoulders down, arms back. Lift the sides of the body, and then release. So we're going to start off with a seated twist. And I want you to focus on keeping the hips straight forward. So when we twist, we can tend to twist from the hips, but we want to just be twisting from the base of the spine and all the way up the spine, so the spine rotates. So turning first of all towards the left, take your right hand onto your left knee, take your left hand behind you. If you can, grip the furthest corner of the block or whatever you're sitting on. If you've got a cushion, breathe in and lift the trunk, lift up away from the pelvis and breathe out as you twist. Now think about your hips. Has your left hip gone back? Move it slightly forward in line with your right hip. Take another deep breath in, lift the breastbone, and as you exhale, twist towards the left. You can pull on that left knee, you can pull on the block behind you. Lift your chin slightly to move your upper back in. And then bring the head back to the centre and bring the body back to the centre. Let's go to the other side. So left hand onto right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale and lift up. Watch your hips as you turn towards the right. Keep that left hip moving back. Breathing in, breathing out so your hips stay level. Breathing in to lift your chest, breathing out to turn. You can turn your head to look right over your shoulder if your neck feels free. Move your upper back in, one more breath. Exhale and turn. And then head back to the centre. Unwind, body back to the centre. Release the legs. Just change the cross of the legs and we'll do a little side stretch. So left hand onto the floor, right hand up. Breathe in and breathe out as you go over. This time you're trying to keep the right hip pressing down. You can push your hand into the mat. You can bend that left elbow a little more to go deeper into the stretch. Try and keep that top arm straight, stretch right through to the fingers. Turn your chest to look up. And then inhale and over to the other side. Breathing in, arm up, breathing out, arm over. Push your right hand into the floor, bend the right elbow a little to go deeper, push the left hip down, turn the chest and look up. And then release. And come off your blocks. And come into Adho Mukha Virasana, child's pose. And we'll just do a couple of dog head downs just to lengthen the spine, stretch the spine, warm up from the fingertips all the way down to the toes. So sitting on your heels, knees apart, thumbs into the very tops of the thighs as you lengthen forward. Keep the hips down on your heels and then take your arms forward. Be on your fingertips to start with so you can look towards the front end of your mat and then flatten the hands, bring the head towards the floor. Take a breath here. And then up you come. For your dog head down, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lift the hips high, lift the heels high to start with. Take the chest towards the thighs and then just pedal out the legs, bending and straightening one leg at a time to get that stretch right down the backs of the legs. Nice and slow. And then stretch both heels down towards the floor. Get the rotation in the upper arms. Draw the abdomen in. Push the hands away. Push the floor away with your hands and stretch the heels down. And then rest down in child's pose. Have a breath. And we'll just do that once more. Up you come. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Dog head down. Roll the upper arms out. Stretch from your fingertips all the way up your arms. Lengthen the spine. Lift the hips. Stretch the heels down. Pull the thigh muscles up. Pull the kneecaps up. And press the thighs back. And then from there, come into a plank pose. So lengthen from the crown of the head to the heels. Draw the abdomen in, draw the pelvic floor muscles up. Lift the back of the waist. Back into dog head down. And then step your feet forward. Come into a half Uttanasana. Lengthening the spine. So think again, waist to armpit long. Breastbone lifting forward and up. And then go all the way down. Hold your elbows. Draw the elbows down towards the floor. Crown of the head down. And then taking your hands onto your hips. Remember, you can bend your knees if you need to come up. If you've got any back problems, please do bend your knees. Otherwise, draw the lower abdominal muscles in and up you come. Okay, so now grab your chair and place the chair on your right side and then sit with your right side towards the back of the chair. Now, grab a block to start with. We're going to do some seated chair twists. So with this block in between your knees, this is to keep the hips facing forward and not letting them go off to the side as you twist. You're going to squeeze this block with your knees. So don't sit right on the centre of the chair, sit more towards the edge of the chair, and then keeping the hips where they are, turn towards the back of the chair. Now you can push with your right hand and pull with your left. You know, I know some of you will have different chair backs, but do what you can. So pushing with your right to help you twist and pulling with your left hand to draw your body towards the chair back. Breathe in and lift your chest, squeeze the knees together, breathe out and try to get your chest to turn more towards the back of the chair without moving your hips. Your hips stay as they were to start with. One more breath. And then back to the centre and turn yourselves around. So feet together, knees squeezing into the block, turn towards the back of the chair, and now you're pushing with your left hand and you're pulling the chair towards you with your right. Watch that your hips stay level, lift your chest, squeeze the knees in and turn. If you feel that your left shoulder's coming up, move your hand further down your chair to release that shoulder down. And then release, come back to the first side. This time without the block. Knees together, feet together. I'm going to do that once more. Keep the hips where they are as you turn towards the back of the chair. Breathing in. Now just have a quick look at your knees. Has your left knee come slightly forward? Draw the outer left knee towards the outer left hip so that your knees stay together and your hips stay level. Breathe in and breathe out as you twist. Inhale, and every time you exhale, turn a bit more. If you draw your tummy in, you'll get a little bit more space to twist. Pushing and pulling with your hands, so you're pushing with your right hand, you're pulling with your left. And then release. Come back to the centre and turn to the other side. Feet together, knees together. Watch that your right knee isn't coming forward now, so draw outer right knee to outer right hip. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the spine, exhale and turn. Breathe in, breathe out and turn. Breathe in, breathe out and turn. Pushing and pulling with your hands. Try not to lean back, crown of the head over the sacrum. And then release. Okay, and then coming up into standing and staying with your chair and facing your chair. So don't stand too far away from the chair. Take up your, let's go with the left leg first. Take your left leg onto the chair. Take your right hand onto the outside of the left knee with this arm straight, the right arm straight, and take your left hand onto your lower back. Your hips are facing the back of the chair. Breathe in, breathe out as you turn now. So pushing that hand against the knee and pushing the knee against the hand to help you twist. Breathe in, breathe out and turn. Again, draw your tummy in, draw your pelvic floor muscles up. Gives you a little bit more space to twist. And then head back to the centre, uncurl, back to the centre and go to the other side. So now we've got our right leg up, at a right angle, right hand onto the lower back, left hand over the outside of the right knee with the back of the hand against the outer knee. Hips facing the back of the chair and keep this standing leg straight. Breathe in. Breathe out as you push knee and hand into each other and twist. Drawing your spine up, drawing your breastbone up. Exhale. Turn a little more. Roll that right shoulder back. One more breath. And then release. And come back to the centre. Okay. Go back with your first leg, so left leg up onto the chair. And this time with your right elbow, take that right elbow over the outside of the knee. If this is too much for you, then just take your hand, your arm further down. But try and get the elbow over the outside of the knee, so you're reducing the gap between your abdomen and your thigh. Make sure you're not sticking your hips out to one side. So grip that left hip in, push the knee and elbow against each other and turn. Breathe in, breathe out and roll that left shoulder back and twist. Keep your standing leg strong and straight. Draw the abdomen in, twist a little more. And then release. And change sides. So when you take your left elbow over the outside of the right knee, try and get the point of the elbow to go more towards that right hip. So you come lower down, tummy in, breathe out and turn. Breathe in, breathe out and twist. One more breath. And then release. Okay, now sit on the front edge of your chair. Take your feet as wide as the mat and just come into a nice relaxed forward bend. Let your hands be wherever they want to be. Let your head go. Let your neck relax, but feel that lovely lengthening in the lower back there. One more breath. And then nice and slowly rolling up. And coming up into standing. So So just get rid of your chair for the moment. And let's do Utkatasana chair pose with the feet together and the knees together. So bend your knees, squeeze your knees together and come into a good Tadasana to start with. Roll your shoulders back, lift the crown of the head up, lift the skin on the breastbone up, and then inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, bend the knees. Trying not to bring your body forward, tuck the tailbone under, lift the pubic bone up. Inhale and release. Let's just do that once more, making sure you're not letting your body come too far forward. You are in a zigzag, but try to keep your back a little straighter. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend the knees. Squeeze the knees together. Draw the tailbone under as you come down even lower. Arms by your ears. Stretch the fingers right up to the ceiling. And then inhale. And exhale, release. Now you can always put a block underneath your heels if you find that difficult, if your Achilles tendons are quite tight. Okay, now we're going to do prayer twists. So from that position that you've just been in with the knees bent, we're going to turn towards the left first of all. And you want to try and keep your hips facing forward and your head over your feet, rather than letting the head go to the side. So breathe in and take the arms up. Breathe out as you bend the knees. Bring the hands together in front of your chest, prayer twist. Inhale and exhale. Let's go to the left first. So right elbow over the outside of the left knee. Push the knees to the centre. Push the knee and elbow against each other as you twist. See if you can go down a little lower. See if you can keep your head over your feet, not going over towards the left. One more breath. Twist a little more. And then release down into a forward bend. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, hands to chest. Bend the knees. Squeeze the knees together, keep the legs strong, and then turn towards the right. Left elbow over the outside of the right knee. Look down at your toes first of all, and then turn the body. Now if you turn enough, your thumbs should come back to the centre of the breastbone. That's what you're aiming for. Roll that right shoulder back. Drop the bottom a little lower. And then release into a forward bend. This time take your feet hip width apart, turn the toes in slightly, hold onto your elbows. You can lift the thighs and lift the knees, but let the upper body be passive. Lift the head, lift the chest, hands on your hips, and coming up either with bent knees if you've got a bad back, or flat back otherwise. Okay, let's grab the chair again and put the chair on your right side, and we're going to use Trikonasana. We're going to use the chair for Trikonasana with your hand on the chair, so it'll be fairly easy for a lot of people. Take your legs nice and wide and stretch your arms out. Draw the shoulders down. Turn the left toes in slightly and turn the right foot out. Try and have your right foot into the centre of the chair, between the front chair legs. Heel in line with the arch of the back foot. Stretch into the fingers. Keep your hips nice and level. Roll the thighs from the inside out. So pull the thighs up, rotate the thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out as you stretch over to the right. Taking your right hand onto the chair seat, stretching the left arm up. Then see if you can slide your hand a little further along the chair seat and turn the chest to look up at your top thumb. Push down on the outer edge of the back foot. Keep the thighs lifting and rotating. And then inhale. And up you come. Turn the feet to face forward. Jump or step your feet back together. And instead of moving the chair, just turn yourselves around. And take your legs wide again. Right toes in, left foot and leg out. Arms stretched out. Lift and rotate the thighs. Breathe in. Breathe out as you come into a triangle pose. Slide your hands a little further along if you can. Stretch that top arm up, turn the chest. Try keeping that left buttock moving in. Turn your chest, look up. Inhale. As you come out of the pose, feel as if your fingers are being pulled up to the ceiling to bring you up. Turn the feet to face forward and jump or walk your feet back together. Okay, and then just come into a half Uttanasana, hands on the chair. Take your feet hip width apart, lengthen the spine, draw the abdomen in. Move your feet further back if you can get a little bit more stretch, but keep the ankles, knees and hips in line. Armpits open. And then lift the head, lift the chest and step forward. So we're going to be using the chair now for Parsvottanasana. I mean, this chair has these slanting legs, so it's quite nice to take your hands down the chair legs if you can, but you can always keep your hands on the chair seat. So let's go with the right foot first, forward, and have your foot so that it's between the chair legs, but just about the same level. And then take the left foot back. So the left foot will be at an angle. Have your hips and your chest facing the chair leg. Push in, facing the chair back, sorry. Push into your back heel. Keep this back leg strong and straight. Inhale. Pubic bone lifts, chest lifts. Exhale and lengthen forward towards your chair. Now take your hands onto the chair seat. I'm just going to move that a little bit further forward. So have your foot just in line with the chair legs. And then as you exhale, you can come forward and start to walk your hands down the chair legs. But what we're focusing on is keeping the hips level. So you might need to move that left hip towards the chair seat. If you've got the flexibility and your front leg is straight and your back leg is straight, then you can take your hands onto the floor and maybe walk your hands further back. Draw the crown of the head down, face towards the shin. You can always stay with your hands on the chair legs and looking towards the chair seat. Okay, from there, walk your hands back up. Bend your front leg, step your back foot towards your front foot, and just come up for a moment and have a breath. And then with your left foot in line with the chair, toes in line with the chair legs, step your right foot back. Your right foot's at an angle. Draw your right hip forward so your hips are facing the chair back. Lift the pubic bone, lift the chest. Keep the legs strong and straight. Breathe in and breathe out as you come forward, paying attention to your hips. Hands onto the chair seat. Lift the breastbone, lengthen the spine, and then maybe hands onto the chair legs. Moving further down. Just go to whichever level you're at, keeping both legs straight, and then maybe walking your hands all the way back. Couple of breaths here as you lengthen the crown of the head down, face towards the shin maybe. And then release, coming out, hands on the chair seat, and step your chair. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Let's just have another forward bend, a little rest on the front of your chair. So sit towards the front edge of your chair, take your feet as wide as the mat, or even a little wider if that suits you, and then coming forward and just let your head relax. You're ready to just roll up vertebrae by vertebrae and just sit up and have a little look. So before you go into the next one, just have a look at how I'm placing the chair. So the chair's on the back of the mat now, towards the back of the mat. It's on my right side, and we're going to be doing Parivrita Trikonasana, reverse Trikonasana. So the legs are wide, you're turning your back foot well in, your left foot well in, and your right foot all the way out. You're turning your hips, you're turning your chest, and then you're taking your right hand onto the sacrum and your left arm up. So your chair needs to be accessible. So when you turn towards, well, we're going to lengthen first. We're going to lengthen first. And when you turn towards the back, the chair back, placing your hand on the chair seat, you may be able to, depending on your flexibility, you may be able to get your elbow down on the chair. And then if your shoulders are okay, we're going to take that top arm up. One of the things I want you to think of when you're doing this, and I'll just show you from the front, is that you don't want your hips to go over to hit out. You want to keep your hips exactly where they are as you turn your spine, and you don't want your head to go over past your front foot. You want to keep your head in line with your foot so that your hips are more likely to be in line then. Okay. So have your chair in that position. Take your feet nice and wide. Let's stretch the arms out. Turn your right toes well in. Left toes well in. Turn your right foot all the way out. Take your right hand onto the lower back. Stretch the left arm up. And then breathing in, breathing out, lengthen forward first. Then start to turn your chest. Then taking your hand, maybe your elbow onto the chair. Roll the right shoulder back, draw the abdomen in, and then if you're happy to take your top arm up, you can always keep that top arm down. If you're happy to take that top arm up, stretch it up, push into your back heel, pull up your thighs. And when you come out of the pose, nice and strong in and grounded in your feet as you swing up out of the pose. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then just swap your chair over to the other side. Make sure with twists that you don't become tense. You may find that you're holding your breath in the twists, and you want to breathe normally in the twist. That will help you to stay in the twist longer, and it'll make your frontal brain not become tense. Okay, legs wide, arms stretched out. Turn your right toes well in, turn your left foot and leg out. Take your left hand onto the lower back and stretch your right arm up. Pull the thighs up, pull the kneecaps up. Keep the hips facing forward as you lengthen the spine first. Lengthen, reach towards that wall in front of you. Then take your hand onto the chair seat. Then roll your top shoulder back, turn your chest. Maybe take your elbow onto the seat. Maybe take that left arm up. Abdomen in and twist a little more. Keep the hips gripped in towards each other. And then to come out, round the feet, swing up out of the pose, feet together, and just stand in Tadasana for a moment. Okay, we're going to do that again. If you need to use the chair, then please do. Otherwise, you might be able to move to a block. And some of you will be able to take your hand to the floor. So this time have your block on your right side. Standing in a good Tadasana. Jump or step your feet wide. Stretch your arms out. Turn the left toes well in, the right foot and leg out. Right hand onto the lower back, left arm stretching up. So this block is going to be on the outside of your right ankle. Keep the hips facing forward. As you turn your body now, turn towards the right, twist, not from your hips. Keep your hips facing forward and twist. Then start to bring your body down. Bring your hand down onto your block. Have that block whichever level is right for you. And then watch that your head is staying over your front toes. And roll that top shoulder back. Abdomen in and take that top arm up. Breathe. Each time you exhale, see if you can turn your chest a little more. Turn the spine. And then grounded in the feet, breathing in as you come up out of the pose. And then step your feet together and move your brick over to the other side if you're using the brick. And then let's do the other side. So step or jump your feet wide, stretch your arms out, turn the right toes well in, left foot and leg out, left hand onto the lower back, right arm stretching up. So we're still lengthening the spine, but we're working more on the twist. So turn towards that left side. Keep your front big toe pressed down firmly. Keep the back leg strong and straight. As you turn, come down, hand onto the brick on the outer ankle. Roll the top shoulder back. Check that you're not letting your head go towards the left. Keep your head over your front foot. And then take that top arm up. Tummy in. And then just focus on your breath. Twisting a little more as you exhale. Grounded in the feet, and up you come out of the pose, stepping your feet together, and then come into a child's pose, a restful child's pose. So have a block for underneath your head, big toes together, knees apart, and this time let your arms be by your feet. Take a few breaths there. Okay, and then up you come. Now we're going to do some kneeling prayer twists. So you might want to have a blanket or a block underneath your knee if you feel that you need that. So from kneeling, take your right foot forward, have your leg at a right angle bend, and then come up with your palms together, thumbs at the base of your breastbone. Now from here, turn your body, don't turn your hips, turn your body towards the right. Then bring your left elbow over the outside of the right knee and twist. Roll that right shoulder back. Push the knee and elbow into each other. Hold it there. Breathe. See if you can twist a bit more on the next exhalation, drawing the abdomen in. And then release. Just step back into a dog, head down. Walk out the dog. And then come back into kneeling. Let's take the left knee forward, hands to chest. Right angle bend with that left leg. And then as you breathe in, lift the chest, lift away from your pelvis, turn towards the left, bring that right elbow over the outside of the left knee and twist. Head back, chest open, left shoulder back, turn. One more breath. And then release and step it back into dog head down. And then come back into kneeling. So we're going to be doing that again, but this time we're going to try and take the back knee off the floor. So if you want to stay with the back knee on the floor, that's absolutely fine. Right foot forward, hands to chest, and also have a block to take your hand onto, or something to take your hand onto if you need it for straightening that back leg. We can take our hand down as well. So breathing in, breathing out as you turn towards the right. Bring that left elbow over the outside of the knee. Don't let the knee come to the centre midline of the body. Keep the knee pressing against the arm. And then just see, can you turn the back toes under and lift the back leg up. Be steady, be strong in your legs. Push that front big toe down. If you want to go a little further, take that left hand down onto your block now. Take the other hand onto the sacrum. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep pushing into that back heel. Keep rolling this top shoulder back. And then inhale, and either take the arm straight up, or into the full pose, take the arm over by your ear. Straight top arm, straight back leg. And turn. And then release the arm. Release the back knee, release the hands, step back into a restful heavenly dog. Take a breath. And then come back into kneeling. You can feel my breath as I'm talking while I'm in the poses. It's a lot harder with twists. So, take your left foot forward and bring your hands to your chest. And then turn towards the left. Right elbow over the outside of the left knee. Your block is on the outside of your left ankle. You can have that as high as you want. And then if you're going to turn your back toes under and straighten that back leg, use your core. Strong with your front foot, your big toe pressing down, and twist. Those that want to go further, take your right hand onto the block, left hand onto the lower back, and then up you go with that left arm, and over. Turn, twist, head back, chest open. Release that hand, release the knee, back into dog head down, stretch your spine, and then rest in child's pose. And then rolling up, coming up into sitting. So we're just going to finish now with a Shavasana twist. We'll do both. We'll do Shavasana 1 and Shavasana 3. So it's best to sit on a block or even 2 blocks and straighten out your legs and come into a good Dandasana. So fingertips at the side of your hips, shoulders rolling back and down. Press the backs of the legs down, toes up. And then we're going to bend up the right leg. Bring it fairly close to the block. Just hug that knee in for a moment. And Shavasana 1, right elbow on the inside of the right knee. The left hand behind you. Breathing in. Now use your left hand to push down into the earth, to lift your chest, to lift your spine, and then turning towards the left. Draw the abdomen in. Feel that twist in the spine from the base, then the middle, then the upper back. If you're happy to, turn your head to look right over your left shoulder. Keep your straight leg, foot flexed. And then head back to the centre, body back to the centre, and change legs. Bending up the left leg. Left elbow on the inside of the left knee and the right hand behind you. Breathe in, chest up, lengthen the spine. Make sure your right foot is flexed. Make sure your outer ankle on the right foot is in line with your outer hip. Exhale as you twist. Breathe in, breathe out as you twist. So it's better to just ease into the twist. If you force it, your body, your muscles contract to protect you. So you'll go further if you ease into it with each out breath. And then head back to the centre, body back to the centre, and straighten out your legs. So Shavasana 3 is a little more compact. Your body is a little more compact in this. So let's bend up the right leg. Just lean back. So taking your, I'll just come a bit further forward so you can see. So taking your right hand behind you, as you lean back, you can move the flesh on the abdomen towards the right before you take your left elbow over the outside of the knee. But then bring this right hand in close to you again. Breathe in and breathe out and twist. Inhale, exhale to turn. Push the knee and elbow against each other. Keep the spine nice and long. One more breath. And then come back to the centre. And release. Bending up your left leg. Leaning back on your left hand first. Turn your body towards the left. Maybe drawing flesh on the abdomen towards the left as you take your right elbow on the outside of the left knee. So you are trying to reduce the gap here between the armpit and the knee. So get closer there. And then bringing that left hand back in, close towards your spine. Push down with the fingers of your left hand to lift your chest and turn. Each out breath, just twist a little more. Push the knee and arm into each other. And then release. And then coming back to the centre. And get yourselves ready now for Shavasana. So with Shavasana, it is a pose. Maybe start with your legs bent so that you can feel that you're in the centre of your mat. Lie yourself down, have whatever you need underneath your head, a nice cushion, little blanket if you need that. And then straighten out your legs and just let your feet roll out to the side. Let your arms be away from your body, the palms facing up, the fingers just curling naturally. Feel that the heavy parts of your body, your heels, your hips, your shoulders, and the very centre of the back of the head, all heavy. Feel that the wrists, the backs of the hands are even. Make any adjustments you need to make, and then take a long slow, deep breath in. And a long, slow, deep, relaxing breath out. And then again, one more deep, long, slow breath in. Deep, long, slow breath out as you let go and soften and relax. And then just let your breathing come back to normal. And then just stay in Shavasana for as long as you feel you need to. Remember to drink lots of water after twist classes because there's a good detoxifying effect with twists. So it's good to drink lots of water to flush it all out. Namaste.